Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Really appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. If you love the show, if you dig the show, if you want to know more about the show, at Battle Rap Resume, follow us on Twitter. We have all the upcoming episodes, all the upload schedules and stuff like that. You can see me bothering high profile rappers as well to come on the show. Caustic said yes. Mike P said yes. Disaster actually said yes. And we had like a lengthy back and forth at like, I think it's on the 29th of December or something. I remember I was full of Yuletide joy and like this new year and stuff like that. But they're going to happen, you know. But if you want to see me also get, you know, good people on there, interact with other people, the good people, that's quite disparaging, you know what I mean in that sense, attainable people for the show. Follow us at PowerUp Resume. Please also subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to us on iTunes, on Stitcher, whatever platform you're listening on. Go on to patreon.com as well, /PowerUp Resume. I am absolutely amazed that so many people have donated. I really appreciate it. If you want to get tons of access to tons of archival exclusive content, stuff that will never be on the channel, stuff that's not going to be on the channel for months and months, all my video essay sort of stuff, they're months ahead. Please go donate on there. All we ask is $1.50, £1 a month, you know, it goes towards the show. Please also, if you want to go a bit further, you can download $5 a month. You can get access to 2 exclusive Battle Rap Resume episodes, sort of like a PPV of sorts, just before they come out. Check out our Redbubble shop as well. But yeah, we're getting into another episode, and I want to urge people as well, because this episode is with Ben. Ben, how's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm very well, and you just got in touch with me through battlerapresume.com. You suggested the show idea. I love the show idea. I had you on, and I just want to use you as a little bit of a guinea pig, Ben, to say, get in touch with the show. You know, if you want to come on, if you want to just chat battling, I would love to hear about it. But just before we get into yourself, Ben, really eager to get into this idea of the episode, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping, because anyone that listens to the show, I'm sure, loves to go on the comments and check what people say and stuff like that. There's always some interesting discussions. And just recently, I went to Northeast South Free, Don't Flop's Birmingham event. Fantastic event. And I went with quite a few of my friends. One of them was Sam Wiles, a guy that I broke my podcasting duck with. We actually did a podcast called Down in the Hole, which is all about Tom Waits, where we went in depth on, and that kind of got me into the idea of doing my own podcast and the mechanics of it and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I had Sam on the show. Way back. We actually did the soliloquy episode, the episode all about myself on there. That was our 50th episode. And we did our recap, and I uploaded this. Sam was there as well. It was kind of his first battle. And I wanted to do it kind of through the naive eyes of a watcher, you know, hoping to appreciate this. A lot of people didn't appreciate it, though. So the top comment on the video was, "Hi, I'm a massive fan of the show." This was liked by another 14 people, so you can kind of see there's a lot of support from it in the cohorts. He said, continuing, "Hi, I'm a massive fan of the show, just listen to the podcast, and I'm sorry to say I came here to comment negatively. Please don't have this co-host on again." Wow. I couldn't listen to someone talk about battles and events when he doesn't watch much and had never been to events before. Not nearly as good as people you've had on before. Sorry to be so negative. And then someone just piped in as well, saying, "Fully agree with this. I'm sure there are people who would love to be on this show that are huge fans of battle rap. This guy really didn't know anything. I don't mean to sound callous." I mean, you're right. Like, Sam didn't really know anything. And Sam was quite let down by the comments. We spoke afterwards. He wasn't necessarily depressed or whatever, but, you know, it's not the nicest thing to hear. But I hear you, is what I'm saying, you know, and we are going to have a higher caliber of co-hosts on the show, which, Ben, that's where you come in, man. I guess just before we get going through our topic here, how did you get into battle rap? Where did it start for you?
It's a bit of a weird one, really. I've been a fan of Scroobius Pip for years, like my whole life, and I say my whole life since I was about 9.
Right, and, that's very young though to be into Scroobius Pip. Yeah, I'm from the same town as him, and his brother's mates were my dad's mechanic. Oh shit. So well, obviously he had the beef with Mark Grist in 2012, and then it was just from there, really. Yeah, he has his own podcast, doesn't he? I think, Scroobius Pip.
I've listened to pretty much every episode of that as well.
Yeah. Distraction Pieces. Is that right? That's what it's called? Yeah,
that's a good podcast.
Yeah, it is a really good podcast. I think he had like Alan Moore on there, and like he's had some crazy guests. I think Zane Lowe was on there, Mike Skinner. Like, you know, if you want a battle rap analysis on there, Scroob, you know, wouldn't be.
I've inboxed him on Facebook asking to get Harry Baker, Mark Grist, Bagnall, all those sort of people on there, and he was quite dismissive. He says he's going to get Mark Grist on eventually, but we'll see.
Yeah, he always kind of, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I like Screwtape, but he's always got the Greenpeace activists on there, and it's like, we get it, you know what I mean? Fucking get some fellow, but you know, whatever. That's his. He's a big wrestling guy as well. I think I can list of quite a lot of wrestling episodes that you've had, but that's interesting. And then so I remember that Mark Grist beef. Actually, that was awesome, and another great thing to happen to Don't Flop in that era that really kind of, you know, maximised their popularity. And was it the natural course from there, Ben? You just kind of, you know, you find this guy, suddenly you're just binging on it, or?
pretty much went like go through all the Mark Grist battles, stumble across Mark Grist versus Most Prob, and then go from that to Most Prob versus Toucan, which still remains to be one of my favorite battles ever.
Yeah. I'm lying. Yeah. That's one of the funniest Don't Flop moments ever. Like,
that battle was classic.
Yeah, there was a sick battle. So we'll get onto the concept, which is a very original concept. When you came to me, I instantly thought I want to do this as a show, and obviously got yourself involved soon after. But I thought it was a really, really good idea. So the idea is, I mean, it's kind of about battles that could have happened in the past, but it's more about viewing a battler in terms of years. In terms of like, if you think about how different, say, how different is Most Prob, for example? How different is a 2011 Most Prob to a 2017 Most Prob, or how different is a 2011 Blizzard to the Grind Blizzard we saw against Double L, and kind of putting it in that kind of vintage, like almost like baseball cards or something. You know what I mean? They kind of have that sort of appeal there, or guitars even. You have like a 56 Strat or something, which is so much like a 70 Strat or whatever. And the idea is that we're going to sort of go through and talk about battles that maybe we would love to have happened in the past in parallel universes. These battles that have gone down. So I mean, let's just grab into it, man. What is your first kind of dream kind of draft pick, as it were?
My first one it's a bit of a weird one as well, because Adam the Rapper from 2012. Yeah, but he only really had 3 battles, which was Ogmios, Tony D, and Carlos, which were all really good performances from him. And vintage Adam the Rapper. And 2010 Lee Scott, which was pretty much just when he was active. But I would like to see that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Scott, I've got to be honest with you, he's one of those guys that I know is like revered. He's kind of just passed me by a little bit. I mean, how would you describe his style?
He's got some really clever punchlines. I've been listening to his music really recently. That's what made me think of this matchup, and then I went back and watched all of his old battles. But he's just got this I don't know, just really laid back, kind of like effortless kind of thing.
Kind of Adam the Rapper-esque, I guess, or something.
Yeah, I think they're both proper MCs. I mean, they understand how to rap, but then also they're not like quote unquote typical rappers. So yeah, I reckon that would have been good back in the day. Yeah, definitely. I love Adam the Rapper, actually. I think he's one of the best in the league, really.
He's massively, like, I don't want to say underrated, because everyone knows that he's great, sort of.
He's just kind of overlooked because he doesn't really battle that much.
Yeah. He's just, I mean, I'm just on his verse tracker now. Shout out Verse Tracker. I just had Ryan recently on the show. That was a great episode, and I do use it every episode. It's absolutely invaluable. And it's mad to look back, actually, because his debut was in 2009 against Shizaz. So he's been around, for time and time and time. There's actually God, I remember this. I remember discussing this with Press One. There was like a kind of 3-on-3 he was on at this festival.
Oh yeah,
you've seen that, yeah. And it's like the camera pans out, and there's literally like 2,000 people watching. It's like crazy, sort of thing. Maybe I've overestimated that slightly. I think that'd be good. And I think Adam the Rapper as well. He's one of those guys that, like, I wish he'd come back for like an outdoor training days kind of card or something. You know what I mean? Like,
that'd be good. He's my number one to return, really, because he did a battle in 2015 and then one in 2014, and that's it, really. He's just not about very often. The training days card would be perfect for him,
wouldn't it? I think even just throwing like a freestyle battle in there or something, I think he would work well. Maybe against, like, I don't know, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? But him versus Harry Baker.
Yeah, I think after the Most Prop battle, though, he said he's not going to battle when he poets.
Okay.
Yeah, because apparently they were trying to set up him versus Crafty for Sunburn 2. Ooh. And but I think it was in your episode with Crafty. He said that Adam the Rapper's just not interested in battling people that he likes.
Oh, okay.
Because I think he felt bad for ruining Most Prob's life. Which is why he came, like, battled Double L.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad that battle didn't go down there, because Crafty put on a clinic against Jay Short. Yeah, that is a fantastic performance. Now, I'm going to start off with my pick with a very, very obvious pick. I'm sure many people are going to groan listening to this, but think about it. I would like to put 2011 Lunacy against 2012 Shotty Horror.
Yeah, man.
Like I know, I understand it's a cliche. I understand it's a meme of sorts that everyone just posts on videos whenever, wherever. But it would be a really good battle.
Yeah,
and you know, Don't Flop at that time, at that 2012 era, like I would say post Arsenal, like, you know what I mean? That would just be, it would be incredible because they were so talented at what they did. And the reason I say 2011 Luna, not you know, post O'Shea Luna, I want that distillation of the mom joke. I literally want to, like, it would be the ultimate Bars v joke. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Shotty does jokes like second round against Yunan's all kind of fat food jokes. It's really, really good. But Shotty Yunan, we've seen Shotty Yunan. Shotty Luna, Ben, I want to see it.
Yeah, and the thing is now, if it does eventually ever happen, if there's ever some massive funding in battle rap, it just won't be what it could have been if it happened back then. No. It's what Sol was saying in your episode with him about how it's how you see it. Like, there's so much hype for it now that it's never ever going to be able to live up to it. Whereas if it happened then we'd all be laughing.
I think Don't Flop, they've recently expanded to their Patreon, which is awesome to see them doing that. You know, they've got a lot of feedback already, and I think it's a great idea by them. If they put on Indiegogo 10 grand Luna Shotty, like, you know, we'll put it on at 10th birthday or something, you know what I mean? But I get what you're saying. I think at 5th birthday, I mean, what we're talking about is the distillation of the characters, and I think that would, I mean, arguably, maybe you would say 2012 Shotty post Yunnan before Arsenal, because I guess after Arsenal he was, you know, top dog,
transcended.
He kind of was bigger than Luna, like you know, he did kind of go above it. But I think that would be a fun one as well. And you know, it is the mad thing that I discussed with Luna on his episode. Like, you know, he wasn't even around for a year. Like you know, he was literally around from June 2011, and his last battle was against Philly Swain and Zim in March 2011. That was uploaded. I think it was in February that went down into the test 10. So, you know, it was such a brief spark. So I'd just like to taper it a bit further. But okay, it's interesting so far. Your next matchup, Ben?
My next one, I have 2012 Most Prob versus 2015 Heretic.
Right. Okay. So talk to me about 2015 Heretic. What's the reasoning in that?
I just think that was when he was, do you know what I mean, that every battle, he only had one battle before that, his tryout, and then he just kind of, like the Rob Wilson performance, the Danny Jack performance, the Bizzo, and then the Craft D performance, they were all like a good standard. I think that'd match up well against Most Prob in 2012.
No, I feel that. Yeah, I think the Danny Jack performance, especially by Heretic, savage. Like, he says some hilariously nasty things. Yeah. Like the walking corpse of Curious George and shit like that. Like, yeah.
Chance the Rapper's battling cancer.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah, Heretic, man. He came at the gate kind of, I think I like that, actually. I like the idea of that 2015 Heretic, kind of almost pre-newcomer of the year Heretic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel that. And yeah, I mean, Most Probs we've established is, you know, absolutely fantastic. But I think 2012 Most Probs, so what, is that kind of the Soul kind of Ogmios era? Is that a little earlier?
That was 2013, so it's more like the Toucan and Prince Kong. Right. Even the DPF battle, which is like massively underviewed because it's just on the...
it's one angle, isn't it? Yeah, on demo battles, yeah.
But even that, he was funny as fuck in that battle.
Yeah, I think I've said this before, but I always remember Most Prob versus Prince Kong was the first time I ever heard a defeat bar. Prince Kong spat it, and I remember thinking it was original, and I was like, that's fire.
Defeat.
Yeah, I think he said Jamaican, you'd be like a Jamaican fetishist the way you taste defeat.
Taste defeat, yeah.
It's just like, you know, whatever. I mean, somewhere Dank Schrader is laughing, so, you know. But, okay, Heretic versus Most Prob. Does Heretic win? Or?
I don't know. I watched him. It depends, because like
Heretic's good, man. I think I just saw him versus Soweto, and I was very impressed, actually.
I thought that was going to be a lot closer than it was.
Yeah, Soweto has that kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a giant fan, as I'm sure I've bored people to death going on and on about this guy. But like, I think Heretic is just a bit of a better battler.
Yeah,
picks his angles well.
He makes you look stupid.
He does, and I have no doubt that if 2015 Heretic. Actually, no, because see, all these timelines are confusing me, because if 2015 Heretic battles 2012 Most Prob, he can't mention the 5th birthday engagement.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? So you got to sort of consider what had happened in context. But let's say that the battle just happened apropos of timelines. It's fucking lost over here. I think Heretic would dig into that really well, and I don't know if anyone has dug into that much with Most Prob. Just looking at his verse tracker now, so he had that battle, and then he battled Big J. Big J must have said something. I can't really remember, to be honest. I
don't think it was anything particularly groundbreaking, really, though. No, I think Most Prob was just rolling his eyes.
Yeah. But no, it's interesting to hear that about. Yeah, I think that would be really good. So I'm going to go with my next pick, which sort of going to hark back here, because I'm invoking my old favourite battle rapper against my current favourite battle rapper. So I would have Soul. I think really I've just got to say Soul now. I think you could, to a certain extent, go back to, say, 2011 Soul, when he was just that really underappreciated genius. I'm talking about
the writing guy.
Exactly. Sort of, the sort of third round against C major, when he's talking about sort of ploughing the furrow for all these people. But I think Soul really has just gotten better and better, taking the lessons. You kind of got to go champion Soul. I kind of really, because he's just been untouchable in his mode. And I would put him up against 2012 Chiller.
Oh shit!
I used to be a giant Chiller Jones fan, and I find it very difficult to watch his battles now. I just think his style's very, very. He doesn't really even scheme anymore. It's just really uninvolving, dry stuff. But 2012 Chiller, it was just incredible to me. I don't know how much of a Chiller fan you were, but he just had a wonderful year, a year that was exclusively on URL. Kicked off with a 1 round against Cash Eating, which is excellent, and then he was on Poison Pen's kind of feeder league against M City, which is some of the best scheming I've ever seen. His third round scheme about space and galaxies is just wonderful. He does this great. Just as lovely schemes. President's scheme and his element scheme. He battled JC.
JC was ridiculous. That battle.
Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite battles. That is widely regarded as one of the greatest ever. He then battled B Magic after the JC, which is another good battle. I personally think B Magic beat him there, but Chiller did have quite a bad choke at the end of his third as well. But nonetheless, I think he was kind of reaffirming, as Soul was reaffirming earlier, that idea of the battler as a writer.
Yeah, definitely.
Chiller seems a bit forced for me now. In his first round against Arsenal, he got quite aggressive and sort of talked about spitting in his daughter's. I was like, chill, do a scheme about peanut brands or something. You know what I mean? I was just like, don't talk about this shit. I think it was spoken about maybe a bit later on, Chiller versus Soul. Maybe it'll still happen. I could probably see that happening as Blackout 8 or something. You know what I mean? I mean, why wouldn't it? But this is why I really like the topic you brought to me, because if Chiller Soul was announced for Blackout, I would kind of shrug a bit. I'd be like, oh, it's great.
Soul would just
Soul would
take him out. No problem.
It would be over. It would be no problem. And I still think 2012 Chiller would lose to 2017 Soul. I've said it before. I don't think many people in the world can touch Soul right now. I think he's on a different plane of existence. But I think just as a pure kind of nerdy bar fest, as something just to relish, and it would have been awesome as well, because Chiller's a bit more. He's been around the world now. He's not as hermetically sealed. He's been to Don't Flop numerous times, King of the Dark, etc., sort of thing. Encountered a variety of opponents. But I would love to see that. I would love to see that face off. Him versus Soul. I think it would have been incredible. But we can dare to dream. We can imagine these sort of things. And Chiller now, it's just kind of, it's the odd performance here and there that kind of go in and out. And he's busier. He's a lot busier than he used to be. But it's just, and Soul is, to be fair, as well. But no, I think Soul. I mean, yeah.
Back then, it would have been debatable.
Yeah.
I reckon. Whereas I don't reckon there's any chance the Chiller's getting around against Soul.
No. It's not. It's. Yeah, all I can say is no. Because it's hard for me, because it's it's sort of I've never really experienced this in real life, but if you had a best friend and say your primary school best friend fights your secondary school best friend, it's it's kind of hard to watch or whatever. But no, I think if they let a pen decide this, then Soul's coming out top. But Ben, what's next for you?
It's a bit of a left field one. 2007 Archaic.
Oh,
against 2015 Pedro.
What? I love that matchup. Yeah, that's a great matchup.
That's something that I want to see.
Oh man, I fucking love. I love Archaic, full stop. But I know what you're saying. WRC Archaic. Are we talking about like?
Yeah, him and her.
Oh man, like I love those battles. Like I was with I don't know if you know Lazy Ass Jack.
Yeah.
I was with Lazy Ass Jack recently, and we were just hanging out in his room, and we were just sort of watching battles or whatever. And he sort of turned to me with a laptop, and he was like, "The Professor." He was like, "Are you going to, what do you suggest?" Sort of thing. And I was kind of racking my brains to think of something like interesting to put on, because I'm not like, I watch a lot of battles, but I haven't got like really obscure ones on deck or whatever. But the battle I picked that I knew he wouldn't have watched was Archaic and Her versus Zelian Franchise, which is the first round of the WRC finals. It's excellent battle, really, really good battle. And Archaic, I mean, he embodies that kind of punching style, doesn't he? Like, he just kind of has that aggressive kind of, nothing's complex about it. It's very much like a sledgehammer, but it's still got an intelligence to it. And I guess
just telling you you're a mug, really.
Yeah. And have Pedro and Archaic battled, actually. That would be great.
Didn't they had that 2-on-2, I think, to the test 10. It was Pedro and Philly Swain.
It was Sensor and Archaic. But no, they haven't had a proper battle. And I get what you're saying as well, because I mean, similar to Soul that we mentioned before, Pedro's never changed his style, just a crowd have sort of changed around him sort of thing and learn how great he is. But I agree. I think if you're talking a vintage Pedro, it's got to be the 2015 kind of
O'Shea, Marlo, Sharon, the Saurus all happened that year. He was on a roll.
Yeah, he was. And I remember when I had P Soldier on, actually, the first time, and he was talking about their battle at 6th birthday, I think it was. And he sort of said like, "Oh, that is the battle that sort of kicked him off." And he's right. Like he really is. Like, that post that, really, he just went on an incredible run, because he battled P, and then he had Dots, which was great as well.
Shit, yeah,
he also battled Tony then as well.
Oh yeah, shit.
Liv Winter as well. Like he had a Jesus Christ, he had a crazy 2015.
I think Tony, Liv Winter, and O'Shea were all in the space of about 2 weeks. I'm not sure on the dates there, but they were like all around the same time. Yeah,
and battled Sharon as well, which wasn't bad. I think Sharon kind of beat him there.
Yeah, it was a weird one to watch, that one.
Yeah, kind of fun in a sort of ramshackle way, but like, Sharon was kind of parrying him off quite a lot with anything he was saying. He was just kind of like going back on it and stuff.
I'm still getting 3-0'd.
Yeah, and what was it like? Punch me in my throat and I still wouldn't choke, or something like real on the fly. He had the mirror match as well in 2015. He also battled Max Sherry, and we sort of we know we know what happens there. But yeah, I think that is a great year to pick for Pedro and for Arc as well. I think Arc, you'd maybe talk a little later as well if you were going to go like maybe like, I don't know, Arc even like 2015, not necessarily 2015, but Arc seems to have gotten stronger and stronger as he kept going. Like, the Tally battle was really good, the Danger battle was really good as well. He's stringing these good performances together, but that's a good one. And I think all in all, really, along with Adam the Rapper's return at a Training Days, Archaic versus Pedro freestyle.
That'd be good. I can see that happening.
Yeah. Why wouldn't that happen? Yeah, I guess that could be really, really cool. But so I'll push through to my next one. Now, this is slightly cheating, because this battle was supposed to go down, and it's kind of me just hoping this battle got rebooked. Psychosis Holocaust versus Arsenal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was really, so I guess for point of plot, 2016 Psychosis. The problem is, if you were really casting this battle, you do 2016 Psychosis versus like 2012 Arsenal, because Arsenal with the UW stuff, he's become very bloated, he's done tons of battles, he's choking all the time, he's going to quit, he hasn't quit, he's doing, it's just kind of, it's a lot of kind of played out stuff. Good battles in between there, the QP battle was really, really good. His battle against Clips on UW, he does this thing that I really liked that he did, that I wish more people would do. He devoted a whole round to going through like his story and like who he battled and what happened. Like, it was actually quite good. But I mean, Psychosis, I haven't heard his material. I've heard from Don Bao, good friend of the show, that material was absolutely fire, and I have no doubt that it was. And obviously, he's coming back after a long parlay away. I just wish it could have went down, that Sheffield crowd as well. But it's just one of those lost battles, Ben, I'm afraid.
I had tickets to that event, and then my friend went out the night before. He was supposed to be driving to Sheffield and woke up at about 2 PM still drunk with me trying to get hold of him, and he just wasn't able to drive.
Oh my God.
Disappointing.
That is because I mean, I guess you missed out on O'Shea Myverse,
Shuffle Heretic,
the return of Shuffle.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, that is an absolute nightmare. Yeah, I should say as well quickly, Marlo reached out to me the other day on Facebook, and him and Shuffle are game for a double episode.
Oh, mate, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for over a year for that.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen soon. Hopefully, maybe in the next month or so. So we are going to record that. But yeah, huge fan of Psychosis. I should say as well, I don't know if you've seen, Ben, that Psychosis and Respect BA have their own podcast out now.
Oh really?
Yeah, they do. It's on I mean, I urged everyone last time Psychosis is on with his friend. Check that episode. That was a really good episode, going through Unit 11 and stuff like that. But yeah, check out if you search Theo Kane Garvey on YouTube or Slimehouse TV, and him and Respect BA, it's called The Lowdown Shelter, and there's 3 episodes out so far, and they just talk about movies and UFC and comics and all that good stuff, man. Music, really cool. So I want to urge people to check that out. But yeah, Psychosis versus Arsenal was that was a great shame that one didn't go down. But what are you going to do? We've had so many good battles that we've seen in our lives, so inevitably a few are going to get missed. But what's next for you, man?
I was just going to say quickly, have you listened to Matter and Peace Soldiers podcast?
Oh, they mentioned it. What was it called? It was called like Vodka and Cigarettes. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's good. They're drinking and smoking and listening to trap music mostly, but it's a good listen.
No, if we're just talking about battle rap related podcasts as well, I guess I should say, there's 2 that I want to. Battle Topics. I don't know if you've checked that one out.
No.
It's KOTD's kind of, what is KOTD? Ruin Your Day sort of podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with good friends of the show, Clayton and Laugh and Stalk. I'm still waiting, guys, for you to invite me on the show. It's all cool. You've had A-Ward on before me. What the fuck? But no, that's a really good podcast. It's on iTunes as well now, so everyone check that out. And Cider Sometimes. Are you aware of this one as well? This is Danny Jack, Frankie Fraser, and it's good, man. Great friend of the show as well, man like Dave. Similar to Lowdown Shelter, they talk about a lot of UFC, a lot of wrestling, a lot of music, all that good stuff. So there seems to have been this renaissance. I don't want to say that I've heralded, but I've heralded it. But it's all
you can claim that, man.
Yeah, it's all good. Psychosis did ask me how to set stuff up and record it, so I'm not saying that I invented it, but whatever. No, shout out to those guys. Download all of those podcasts: Battle Topics, Lowdown Shelter, Cider Sometimes. God, there's so many. Vodka and Cigarettes, but importantly, Battle Rap Resume. Keep that at the top of your subscription list. But your next battle that you wish went down, Ben?
All right, okay. My next one is, I'd say 2010 Censor against 2016 Shocks.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I know. It was. I think that was the battle that I thought of that made me think of the idea for this episode. To be fair, but like Censor's never going to be back. Like if he does come back, he's never going to be the Censor that we had in 2010 when he was battling like Soul Khan and Disaster and Poet Rich.
Yeah.
Like he kind of petered out towards the end with a Zen battle, and he just wasn't like. Even in 2012, we had some good performances against like O'Shea and PH, but he was just a bit corny by then. Whereas I think when he was in his prime in like 2010, he was like there was more conviction in what he was saying.
No, I think that's fair enough actually, because I think the PH battle is a classic. That's a great battle, but yeah, he definitely was a bit more authentic back then, a bit more like original. It was a bit more stinging what he was saying as well. Like you don't have like an old school bastard in Don't Flop like Censor. Like
he was the heel.
Yeah, he completely was the heel, and I think stuff like Viewpoint and retweets have made everyone want to be liked, which is understandable completely. But you just had someone like that who didn't give a fuck and who was really showing out. And I think they were supposed to battle. Actually, I think Shock said that originally Sheffield or something like that, or one of the events, he was meant to battle Arc or Censor.
Jesus!
But it was Johnny that came through. Yeah, no. He says a bar, doesn't he? He said like a Sense and Archangel was ducking. He says something like that against someone like Lou Cypher or Johnny or so. Yeah, he's definitely mentioned it in a battle as well. But yeah, that would be crazy. And I mean, I think Shocks is like a soul, isn't it? Really, it's like you've got to sort of pick his most recent form because, Jesus Christ, I think, oh man. Shocks is just, he's just an incredible guy, wonderful human being, but just, God, he's a monstrous sort of barrer. Like, he's just a brilliant
ridiculous.
They would go for each other's neck as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be...
They'd drum up some hate for each other.
Oh, my God. Oh, the things that would be said. Jesus.
The things Shocks would have to say about the things Censors said about, like, Rhys Jones and Hillsborough and stuff like that. Shocks wouldn't have any of that.
No. And Shocks would have, like, a terrific bar against, like, Next clothing as well. It's a sale, fam. I don't know what he would say, but yeah, it would be. Yeah, that's a good choice. That's a hell of a good choice. Yeah, and I think, Censor. I take what you're saying. He did peter off. It's a shame that we haven't, because the Arc battle's been taken offline.
Yeah, I noticed that recently.
Yeah, which is a shame. I remember watching that years ago. Was it they like outed each other, didn't they, as like writing bars? I can't quite remember the controversy.
Yeah. Archaic had a bar saying about it's why you call my number 999 because you get fed lines in an emergency. Ridiculous. But yeah, do you know thingy DK versus Enigma's been taken offline as well now?
Yes, I actually had Enigma on the show recently, and he said that he requested it to be taken offline.
I could understand why.
Yeah, exactly. It's not too much of a surprise there, but it's quite funny actually. If you search Enigma DK, there is still a video up there. It's what Don't Flop uploaded like a few days before they originally uploaded it.
Oh yeah, like, just the reaction.
Yeah, just like pure shock for like 10 minutes, for like a minute or so. So that would be crazy. So my next pick. Now I was struggling here to think of a vintage Tony that I wanted to pick really, because I think I wanted Champion Tony really, but I almost wanted like Champion Tony after he gave up the throne. I think Tony actually got better without that weight on his head, because you've got to sort of consider that. Tony obviously beats O'Shea. Definition battle is like an okay battle. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those battles where it's like, it's kind of, if you were to make an argument about why titles shouldn't exist in BattleUp, it's like, well, why would Tony...
That battle shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't really make much sense.
No, it's quite an ugly battle. It's just kind of like, it's just not really that fun to watch. Real Deal thing was okay. Clips thing was obviously great. Lease, I don't know if Chris Lease beat him,
Still undecided.
Yeah. Me too. Actually, I think I said when Lisa was on the show that I thought he won, and I think if you judge it by rounds, Tony always has the incredible third round where it kind of makes you think that he won the whole battle. But I think Chris was really, really consistent. But of course there was some great shit in here. Not to mention the Double L performance, the Shotty performance, the ULAB performance is an incredible thing to bow out on. But with that off its head, we get looser ideas in Tony. So that's why I'm probably going to go with 2015 Tony D. I'm going to go with battles like the Pedro battle, the Dots battle, the Raptor battle.
The Chiller battle.
The Chiller battle, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was just again just hard to watch as a fan of Chiller. But just kind of, what are you doing this nurse angle? But then I kind of want to extend it a little more, because I think his performance against Templar Surfer Kid is a clinic. Like, he fucking a wonderful performance. But yeah, I'm having 2015/16 Tony D versus B Magic 2012.
Shit.
I'm a huge fan of B Magic. I think every B Magic fan has to come to terms with the fact that he's a bit of a questionable human being in terms of battle rap ethics. He's fucked over URL money. He no-showed the Av battle, and then they offered him money. They said, we'll get you out here. This is just what I've gleaned from Angry Fan, but that sort of stuff. And I think he no-showed E Farrell as well recently at a No Coast event, and just kind of, he seems to be a bit in that regard, doesn't really care anymore. Doesn't really have that fire. But back in 2012, he did. He was this ferocious puncher. He did kind of the impossible in battle rap. Like, he was just punchlines. Like, he was no context, no personals, all flow. All just after the end of the bar to get those oohs and ahs sort of thing. As was Tony. In that 2015 era, I think Tony was just cooking on gas there, and I would just have loved to have seen these guys do damage together. Maybe at like a Verdict or something like that. I just think that would have been wonderful. But,
I'm not gonna lie, I've not watched that much B Magic. I think I've seen like his King of the Dot battles. I don't watch much URL.
He's battled like Rum Nitty. That was a good battle on there.
That was really
as well
fun.
Was a really good battle recently at the Bunker. So he is still showing out on certain parameters, but it's just not at that same inextinguishable kind of fire that he had. But I think B Magic versus Tony in general would be really, really good, but I would love to see the B Magic 2012 go v Tony. Ben, any more matchups? What else do you have, man?
All right, so I've got two more. One of which is 2013 Soul versus 2012 Villain.
Oof.
And obviously, like Soul, went ridiculous. Like, I don't know, like the thing, he hasn't had a bad year really. He's had a couple of bad performances, but in 2013 he had the most prob battle, the low Pesci battle, the old battle, like the old English battle.
Jesus Christ, what?
That was a ridiculous. The thing, he missed the 13.
Oh yeah, the Mr. 13. Yeah, that was a weird comeback for Soul, wasn't it? Against Mr. 13. It's like,
the crowd was dead, but
they were, yeah.
Soul showed up. And then Villain's J90 performance, ridiculous. I think that's still like one of the most viewed battles on Don't Flops, in like the top 20, I think.
Yeah, it's got like 600k or something. It's mad.
Yeah. The Villain was up and down. Like, he had, realistically, imagine if Villain and Soul battled at Sunburn. No, not Sunburn, Summer Standard in 2013.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Then we wouldn't have had Villain versus Yunnan or Soul versus Most Pro.
That's true, which are excellent battles. But I get what you're saying. I think that makes the point even stronger, doesn't it? That they were really... Villain had a great showing against Carlos as well. That was a really, really good battle. But Villain versus Soul... Yes, like
I remember when Soul was banned, put a status or a tweet saying, "Who do you want to see Soul come back against?" And it was either Yunnan or Villain were the choices, and it ended up being Mr. 13, and he battled Yunnan a year later. But still,
yeah, it's that always. I no shade on Mr. 13, but I'm like, was that a punishment on Soul's part? Like, because it's just such an uninspiring matchup, like.
Yeah,
but, I think that's a fucking great shout. Yeah, I think Villain. I mean, he's still doing his thing, but like inevitably with so many of these battle rappers, and it makes a sense. They have this period, which is why Soul is so unique, really, that he's kept going and going and going. Maybe it's that crown that's been the catalyst, but they normally will flag out to a certain extent, and I think that era of Villain was sensational. I mean, even like Villain's tryout against Force of Habit, that he was excellent in that.
I can't really remember much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only saying because I had Villain on recently for an episode, so I've sort of.
Shit! I didn't know you had Villain on.
Yeah, had Villain on a little while ago. Yeah, that should be coming out in a few weeks, maybe after this drops. But yeah, no, Villain was a dope episode, definitely. But that's about it for myself in terms of my matchup. So let's go. What's your final matchup, man?
The final one is 2011 Disaster and Awkwards. Pretty predictable who I'm putting them against, but 2013 Shuffle T and Marlo.
2013 oh my god, yeah.
The thing with Shuffle T and Marlo, it's hard to pick like a specific era because they've been killing it the whole time. But Diz and Awkwards did the 3 battle 2-on-2 tour. Them against Shuffle T and Marlo's their title match performance against Cracker and C Major. Those kind of performances against each other would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, that would have been. And I mean, we haven't really seen Shufflo go up against Pure Aggression in a 2-on-2
No, which is why we need them against Chris, Lees and Yunnan. That should have been my choice, actually. I might change my choice to them versus Chris, Lees and Yunnan in 2013. That would have been crazy. To be fair, that could still happen now.
That could still happen. Yeah. Again, it's kind of like, I think Chris, Lees and Yunnan were on like a butcher streak back then. They definitely beat Bam and Cystic. Like that is what, my dying words will be that Chris, Lees and Yunnan beat Bam and Cystic. My grandchildren will be confused, but that will be what I would say, because I just don't understand otherwise. But yeah, that's a great shout, actually. I think that's really good. Probably, if you're talking Shufflo vintage, maybe you're right, because that 5th birthday performance is one of the greatest things I've ever seen on camera. Like, I
showed it to my friend yesterday, PowerUp fan, and you know when you got mates that you kind of forced to watch.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
He was thoroughly impressed with Shufflo's performance there.
I think I showed a friend Dialect and Zen actually versus Shufflo, and they loved it as well. I think my friend Sam, who got lambasted in the comments, he was a big Shufflo fan as well as everyone is. I think finally then. I just want to kind of resurrect a matchup a la Arsenal and Psychosis. Shufflo versus DNA and K-Shine 2015.
Yeah, man.
That is one of the great losses, because it can't happen now. Not only because DNA and K-Shine aren't really a thing anymore, and they were kind of quote unquote bringing back 2-on-2s, or obviously they weren't to any extent, but they were kind of the American face on it. Ironically, through Don't Flop had kind of got that heralding against John and Shire Boy, I think, as well. And then they did the Averb and Hollow, which was kind of the big one when they like remixed the Showtime. I mean, crazy shit. But yeah, I think that would have been an incredible battle. I'd love to hear the material they had for that. I would love for them to just put that online, because I might ask them when we do the 2-on-2, like, can you just, give us a little preview of what you had, sort of thing? Because, I mean, it was just at that point when, people were saying, oh, DNA and K-Shine, are they the best 2-on-2 of the world? And I think Shuffle T and Marlo could have just straight up no. Like, you know what I mean? Just put their foot down and really showed.
DNA and K-Shine.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen them versus P and Matter yet?
Oh, mate, it was ridiculous.
It was. It brought, I'm not even lying, it brought a tear to my eye the first round. I saw it live, man. It was very powerful.
Time to save battle rap again.
Time to save battle rap again is it's mum joke time. Like, to me, it just had this transcendence to it. But this has been really fun, man. And I want to urge people to, in the comments, put your own matchups from times past. Variety of things here. It's very, very fun to dwell on this. Actually, I'm sure there are many more that we come up with in the future. But Ben, this has been great. I mean, is there any social media? Is there any platforms that you'd like to plug, or are you a creator in any form, or?
I rap a little bit, but nothing too jump. I've got a couple of videos on Facebook of me rapping over trap beats, and then a video of me rapping on Twitter over Joe the Intro by the XX.
Oh yeah, I do actually. Yeah, good.
Yeah. I remember seeing Jay Short rap over that years ago, so I kind of feel like I'm copying him. But I've got that on Twitter. But I don't really put much out there. But everyone can follow me on Twitter at BenPage404. If they want to do that.
404, nice. I mean, is there going to ever be a Ben Page tryout, or?
I've been thinking about it for a while, man. At some point, hopefully.
Look, I know Danny Jack, all right? I can pull some strings. Don't worry about it, but no, man, this has been great, and I want to just urge people again to please comment, please subscribe, check us out on patreon.com/battlerapresume. If you enjoy the show, if you'd like to give back to the show, or if you're just curious, what are people paying for? What's on offer? Go to patreon.com/battlerapresume. Get in touch with me, battlerapresume@gmail.com, @battlerapresume. But Ben, this has been great, man. Thank you.
It's been good, man. Thank you very much for having me on the show.